Hello, this is saxophonist Antonio Parker, and this is a conversation in jazz, where we are promoting jazz through telling the stories. Our guest today is the one and only pianist, organist, educator, and Baltimore native, Sir Charles Covington. We ask you to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon so we can let you know when we are posting another video or going live. We also ask you to donate to our Cash App in order to support the channel and help us to produce future videos. Our Cash App is $Jazzology 101. That's $Jazzology 101. Enjoy the video. Hi, I'm saxophonist Antonio Parker, and this is a conversation in jazz. Our guest today can adequately be described in one word: genius. His prodigious talents cover a wide spectrum of disciplines and areas of creative and intellectual endeavor. A virtuoso pianist and organist, he has recorded or performed with many of the jazz greats such as Sonny Stitt, Jane Ammons, Eddie Harris, Milt Jackson, Clark Terry, Eddie Cleanhead Vinson, Zoot Sims, George Benson, and many others. He has been granted the Life Master status by the United States Chess Federation and recognized as one of the top 10 black chess players in America. Additionally, he is a composer, educator, magician, mathematician, draughts master, and portrait artist. Please welcome the one and only Sir Charles Covington. How about that? How you doing?
Oh, pretty good.
Oh man, welcome to a conversation in jazz. It's an honor because, man, I thought I knew you were great, but then I did some of that research. I said, well, I didn't know you did all this stuff. So it's my honor to have you on. What we do here is, we learn the story behind the story.
Oh.
You're one of the few cats that I personally know that I put in the category as genius. And I'm telling you that. And along with Dwayne Adele, the late Andrew White, and my man Vince Evans. So, because y'all not only are great as musicians, but y'all are great in other areas as well. So, welcome to the show.
Oh, nice being here.
So my first question is, who is Charles Covington?
Oh, I'm just me.
You just, but you do a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How'd you get acclimated to all these different things?
I guess I first started out being an artist ever since I was about 5 years old.
Did you study art?
No, I never studied. Just, I guess, natural talent.
Really?
I would just draw what I saw or what I imagined.
You were telling me, because that word genius, you said you didn't like the word, but you were saying something about everyone has more potential than they are using?
Yeah, I think most people can do a lot more than they think they can.
Really? So what you think is blocking them from doing it?
Even just the fact that they think they can't.
And maybe some experiences, past experiences?
Yeah, and maybe some obstacles in the way.
Okay. Wow. Well, where are you originally from?
Baltimore, Maryland.
You born and raised?
Yeah.
Okay. What was Baltimore like when you was coming up?
I grew up in the projects called the Gilmore Homes.
Oh yeah? You from the hood?
Yeah. Well, they didn't call it the hood back then.
Oh yeah?
Because back then, I remember the milkman used to come and leave milk and bread and eggs on the steps.
Really?
And you don't have to worry about nobody stealing it.
Wow. Everybody got along?
Yep.
What happened? Wow. I remember those kind of days when it was, we call it the black community.
Yeah.
You know, you knew the neighbors, and you had respect for adults and
Yeah, everybody looked out for everybody.
right, yeah. So you grew up in that kind of environment?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you grow up pre-segregation?
Grew up what?
Did you grow up during segregation?
Yeah.
You did? So you knew what it was like when blacks had to be over here on this side and all that?
Yeah, but I didn't. I probably didn't notice it too much growing up.
Okay.
Even the schools that I went to, Douglas High School,
Uh-huh.
all the teachers were black.
Uh-huh. Wow.
All the students were black.
Oh, I got you.
So, and the community was black.
So you didn't see no whites only or black?
Well, we saw that
blacks
too.
not, you saw that coming up?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So I grew up after that, so I didn't get to see that.
Like if we went to a store downtown, if a woman tried on a hat, if a black woman tried on a hat, she had to buy a hat.
Really? Wow. That's interesting. I was telling someone that we was talking about jazz, and before integration, black folks lived in the same vicinity. You know, the educated black folk as well as the uneducated black folk, and so you had access, and musicians had access to each other.
Yeah.
Like you could go around the corner, and maybe Trey might have lived here, and Mark lived up the street and all that. So
Yeah.
there was a fraternal kind of music, in the music. And I think, do you think that after segregation, that kind of thing disappeared? Like people start moving out. We had a Black Musicians Union.
Yeah.
You had the Negro Leagues. So do you think the black community was adversely affected by integration?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I remember when they had the Black Musicians Union and the white ones. The white ones would always get the better jobs.
They would get the better job.
Yeah, they
But
pay more.
you were but the black people got to work though, right? You got
Yeah.
some work? Yeah. Now they ain't getting no work, right? Some get some.
Yeah.
Yes,
And I was in the union
huh?
I was in the musicians union for about 40-some years, maybe 50 years.
Yeah.
Baltimore and Washington unions.
Yeah.
And out of all those years, I think I only got about maybe 3 or 4 jobs at the most.
That's what I'm saying.
So I got out the union.
Wow, that's what I'm saying. And so, I know we said certain things got better because of us integration, but then certain things we lost, I think. Would you say that? Is that fair?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, did you come from a musical family?
Well, my mother said she played the piano when she was a teenager.
Wow.
And then we had a piano in the house.
You heard your mom playing piano coming up?
Well, I never heard her.
You never?
She told me she played when she was a teenager.
Okay. You have siblings?
Yeah, 3 sisters. Well,
Really?
2 now.
2? Okay. Wow. Nobody studied music?
No.
So you didn't study music as a child?
No.
Really?
Yeah, I remember my parents used to play this record by Les Paul and Murray Ford, High the Moon.
Yeah.
And I would go to the piano and pick out the melody.
Really?
Like that, one finger.
Wow.
Then eventually I could pick out the chords, like the major and the minor. I didn't know what it was, but I could hear it.
So what were you like as a kid? Were you like different?
No, I was just quiet.
Really? Why were you quiet? Were you observing? Like always observing and processing?
It's kind of a long story. I had a terrible childhood because my father was very violent.
Okay.
So
Okay,
that kind of hindered me from a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Wow. So your mom, when you got into music, at what point did you get into music?
Well, when I was little, I would hear like I said,
You had perfect pitch?
yeah.
How did you know? Did you discover it yourself?
Yeah. Well, I thought everybody had.
You thought everybody had it? Wow. So you didn't play piano in the schools or anything?
Not until later. I was a teenager.
Okay. So
I used to go to school in the morning with the janitor. 6 o'clock in the morning, to practice
Really?
on the piano.
Wow.
They would run me out of the room. In
Wow.
fact, one time I even got expelled from school for one day I was walking past the auditorium and it was dark in there. So I went in and started playing on the piano, practicing. And the principal caught me, and then they expelled me
Really?
for playing on the piano.
Wow. That's crazy. And were you self-taught?
Yeah.
Now, how old were you during this time?
Like 15, 16,
Wow.
or maybe, 16, 17.
Wow. So prior to 15, you had no predisposition to music in any, or just listening or that sort of thing?
Now, then I always thought I thought I might be a famous artist.
Okay.
Because I was always drawing all the time.
Gotcha. I was going to be an artist too until I started playing sax. My mother put the saxophone in her hand. I had a little talent, but I used to love art. So you thought you were going to be an artist?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But then I got hooked to the music.
How'd you get hooked into music?
Well, I first got into the doo-wop during that time.
This is around 15?
Yeah. Then I started listening to Fats Domino. Playing those 16 chords.
Yeah.
So I used to practice that every day on the piano.
Wow.
And then one day I heard Nina Simone, play I Love You Poor Again. And I heard those progressions.
Wow.
I said, oh, that's pretty neat.
You would tell me, who else did you said you heard something?
So one day I was in the cafeteria, and over the intercom they would play music. So this particular day they played Earl Garner. I said, what is that? I never heard anything like that before. And I just got hooked.
Really? Did you go ask the principal who was that? Who that was?
I asked somebody, I forgot who it was. So anyway, I used to go to Arundel's ice cream store where they had a jukebox. You could put a nickel in and play, or you could put a quarter in and play 5. So I found the Earl Garner thing on there, and I put the quarter in and played all the Earl Garner records every day.
Wow.
Then the next week I heard All My Jamars. What is that? That's when I really got hooked.
Now, what kind of music were you listening to as a kid? Like,
Just the stuff my parents used to play.
Okay.
My father used to like the Ink Spots.
okay, but jazz. But you
I
really
ain't
wasn't
know
listening. You ain't know nothing. Now, how old were you when you heard jazz?
Well, like I just said, when I was in high school.
Okay, that was high school.
Yeah.
And you were blown away. It was, yeah.
So then I started going to school early in the morning
Now,
to try to duplicate what I heard.
now, at what point did music overtake your passion for art?
Probably then.
Really? It had such a profound impact on you? Wow, that's crazy. Now, did your mother see these gifts in you?
She said when I was like 3 years old, she had this little music box. And she would play it, and I would be happy. And she would turn it off, and I would start crying.
Really? Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice, man.
But anyway, when I was in high school, I started trying to duplicate what I heard. And this other student, he played the piano too. So every morning we would come to school and try to outdo each other. I said, look what I can do. And he said, look what I can do. So,
What schools did you go to?
Douglas High School.
Douglas? Okay. Wow. Did you also study in college?
No.
No?
When people ask me that, did you go to college? I said, no, thank goodness.
You didn't go to college at all?
Nah.
Wow.
I went to the streets.
Yes, the University of the Streets. Wow. So,
It wasn't until years later that I found out that everything they teach is lies.
Really?
Just about.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So you had some natural gifts, and you were able to transpose those gifts into different areas, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Now, did your sisters also have these kind of gifts?
No, they used to tease me all the time. Say, you took all the talent.
Really? Now, coming up, did the kids try to pick on you?
Yeah, when I was in junior high school.
Really? Did you know how to fight?
No. But I was sort of like a boxing historian because that's what my father was into.
Uh-huh.
But then when I went to senior high school, well, first I got on the swimming team because I've been swimming since I was 12.
Uh-huh.
So I tried out for the swimming, and we had to swim the length of the pool twice.
Uh-huh.
And I was way ahead of everybody else.
Really?
And so the teacher said, you almost have Olympic qualities. I said, oh. But anyway, I found out they had a wrestling team. That's what I was really interested in.
You got on the wrestling team?
So I got on the wrestling team.
Wow.
And I got to be really good in wrestling. Mm-hmm. So then I was hoping somebody would pick on me.
Ain't nobody mess with you, did I?
I only had one incident. That was sometime later.
So you said you had what?
One incident.
Really? Mm-hmm. When you had to scrap? How'd you do?
Well, I had a cousin who was deaf, and we grew up together, sign language and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So we were walking up the alley one day and was talking sign language, and this little boy was walking down there. His face was all bloody. Mm-hmm. And my cousin asked him what happened. He said, those boys beat me up. They was sitting up on the corner. Mm-hmm. It was about 8 of them.
Wow.
And my cousin, he was deaf and he was real strong.
Yeah. Yeah.
He said, where? In sign language. Uh-huh. So we woke up to the corner, and then he said, they're over there. My cousin saw it was 8 of them, so he said he didn't want to be bothered. So we started walking this way. We were talking, and I just happened to look back, and I saw all of them running toward us.
Wow.
And they came up to my cousin first.
Uh-huh.
But they didn't know he couldn't talk, so he pointed to me. So then they came over to me and said, oh, you the bad guy.
Wow.
One of them got behind me, but I saw him.
Uh-huh. So
I knew what they were up to. They were going to push me over to the other guy.
So were you able to use your wrestling skills?
So when they started making the move, I got him in the grips and stuff.
Really? Wow.
It's about 3 of them.
Really?
Had all 3 of them on the ground. But while I was on the ground, somebody kicked me in the back.
Uh-huh.
But this older guy came out the house. He saw the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
He was a grown person. We were just teenagers.
Gotcha.
So they all ran away.
Wow.
But that's the only time I had to use my skills.
Yeah.
My wrestling skills.
Yeah.
But then a few years later, I got into martial arts.
They really ain't want to mess with you. They really ain't want to mess with you, did they? Wow. But music came easy for you.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, pretty much.
Does most things come easy for you?
Yeah. Well, in the beginning, when I started doing gigs,
Uh-huh.
I was wondering how were they doing all that. What were they doing? Because I was playing mostly blues stuff.
Uh-huh.
Even if we were playing tunes like I Remember April, I would play blues licks over there.
Yeah.
Then I started listening and try to duplicate the patterns. And once I got them down, then I would try to make up my own patterns.
Yeah. I had asked Andrew White one time, I said, hey, Andrew, did music come hard for you? He looked at me and said, so he said, no, music comes hard for me. Yeah. So
It doesn't sound like it.
Oh, man, it does. Now, do you also have what we call a photographic memory?
Yeah, or for certain things.
Really? So you're able to, learn tunes and they stick, or listen to something and it just sticks?
Yeah. Learning tunes, that was pretty easy. I just hear it one time.
Yeah. How many tunes do you think you probably know?
Probably about 10,000.
Wow.
You know, a lot of tunes have pretty much the same progressions, just different melodies.
Yeah. But you also got to playing classical music,
Yeah.
right? And you said you learned Chopin and that kind of thing?
Yeah. Chopin and Bach, those are my two favorites.
Mm-hmm. And you learned that from by ear? Mm-hmm. Wow.
You can probably hear a lot of Bach, a lot of what you call it, contrary motion in my music when I'm doing like ballads and stuff.
That's where you got that from? Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that story you told me about? You was playing with an orchestra, and
yeah, I was in the studio and for about 3 years I was doing a lot of studio work in New York. And everybody would say, if you want an organ player that can read the sight read fly specs, call Charles Covington.
They didn't know you didn't read music.
They didn't know I couldn't read music. I would just have to hear it once and I'd play it.
Yeah.
So this particular time, this is after 3 years I've been doing all these records with all these famous people.
Yeah, yeah.
I walked into the studio and this music was laid out on the organ. I said, look like fly specks.
Yeah, yeah.
So I said, I'll just listen to the orchestra and then I'll just pick it up. So when they started out, the orchestra leader said, he said, hold it. I can't hear the organ. Can you turn the organ up? They started again. They told everybody, lay out. Organ, can you start at letter 16? 3, 4. I was sitting there looking stupid.
Really? You told him I couldn't read. I don't read music. Wow.
So he asked me, could I read chord charts? I said, yeah.
Wow.
So he gave me the 5 players' charts and he gave my charts to him.
Wow.
So, but after that, I said, that's not going to happen again.
Yeah. So you taught yourself how to read?
Yeah.
Wow.
I went out and bought a drum book. Learned how to play the different rhythms.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Then I went out and bought a violin book just to read the single notes. And when I bought a regular piano book, it was kind of easy.
Yeah. Wow.
Plus, I could see patterns with the music.
Yeah. So you got it now.
Yeah. Well, I'm not an expert sight reader now, but I mean, if I can read.
Yeah.
But I can't just sit down and
yeah.
right off the bat.
But you can hear it.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I could tell you read a lot of books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my house looks like a mini library. A lot of different subjects.
Huh?
A lot of different subjects.
Yeah. Were you always a curious kid?
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. So you still wake up with that kind of kid like fascination?
Can't wait to wake up.
Wow. Beautiful. Let's talk about these multiple disciplines that you're engaged in outside of music. Now, you're a magician.
Yeah, musician.
Musician. You're a musician. How'd you get into magic?
I think way back in the 50s, I saw this guy on TV doing some stuff with a thimble. I said, how did he do that? And every week I used to watch, they would have a magician on. One day I just went to the library and I just happened to see a book on magic. I said, oh, there's a thimble trick.
Wow.
And I started learning the different skills, magical skills, techniques.
And then you start creating your own?
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't you write a book on magic?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I've probably written about 12 or 13 books on different subjects.
Really?
And music, magic, chess, a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Math.
Yeah. Wow. Speaking of math, you're also a mathematician? Is that something that you got in recently or like later in life, or were you always into math as a kid?
Well, I just discovered it later.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, what got you into math?
It was probably always there, but I just didn't know it.
Really? Wow.
Then I figured out a lot of different shortcuts, and I did a lot of studying. A lot of computations you can do right in your head without writing it down on paper. For example, if I asked you how much is 11 times 63 in 2 seconds.
Oh, man, don't do me like that, man. don't do me like that.
Now, if I showed you the method, you could do it in 2 seconds.
Really?
Now, what did I just ask you?
11 times 63.
11 times 63.
Yeah.
All you got to do is add 6 and 3. How much is that?
9.
And you just put the 9 in between the 6 and the 3. 693.
Oh, wow.
See how easy it was?
Yeah. Wow. So
So
you wrote
you can do that in 2 seconds.
Yeah. So you wrote a book on math? What was your book about?
Let's see. Oh, that's not the one. There's a copy here.
Wow. A compilation of mathematical shortcuts and amazements.
Yeah.
That look like, wow.
It just shows a lot of different techniques that you can use.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
You got how many pages? Yeah, almost. Let's see.
But math is all around us.
Yeah.
When you're driving your car, when you go to the dentist,
Yeah.
when you get blood pressure. But
Wow. We're gonna talk about
when
how
you're playing music.
we're gonna talk about where people can get your books. I know you. I was telling you some ways you can. Nowadays you can hook it up like Amazon, and they can you download the book into their system. So they got every page, and they put the book together when somebody purchases it and mails it out.
Yeah.
You know, you ain't got to worry about mailing it out. You ain't got to worry about the postage stamp. You ain't got to worry about copying and all that. They do it. They're gonna get their cut, but you get your cut.
Yeah.
And then you could buy the book from yourself for like a $2 something, and then sell it for whatever you sell it for if you want to have more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, technology is something. Okay, you're also a chess master. Now,
That's what they say.
yeah. How'd you?
But I always tell people in general, if you live to be 90 or 300 years old or 900 years old, you never master anything. You just go from one level to the next.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So that's why I never say master.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I get you. But they call you chess master, right? Okay.
Yeah.
What got you into chess?
my cousin showed me. I saw him sitting at a table with a chess set, but I didn't know what it was. So I said, "What's that?" He said, "Chess set." He was studying a position.
Really?
So he asked me, did I want to learn how to play? I said, yeah. So he showed me the moves. So I kind of got fascinated with it. So one day I went to the bookstore. I was looking for a book on magic. And over in the next aisle had chess books. I said, oh, they got books on chess?
Wow.
So I started buying books and studying.
Wow.
And then I started playing the guys in the neighborhood. And I was beating up on them right away. Because they didn't study, but I was studying.
Share with us the story about Dizzy Gillespie.
Yeah, I heard that he was a chess master.
Uh-huh.
He was in town, so I got his number, and I called him up. Because I wanted to play somebody that was really good. I had only been playing for about a few months. So I called him up and asked him if he wanted to play chess. He said, sure, come on over. He told me where he was.
This is the great Dizzy Gillespie.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I got to the apartment, he said he got to make a few runs first, so he can come on and go with me. So I sat in the car while they made all those runs. And he came back to the apartment, set the board up, and I took my pencil and paper out because I always recorded my stuff.
Really?
He said, what are you doing? I'm just recording.
You record your moves? Okay. Okay.
So I know if I went wrong, I know where I went wrong at.
I got you.
Or I can study or whatever.
Okay, yeah. Wow.
He said, "You must be one of them chess masters." I said, "No, I've only been playing for 6 months." He said, "Oh." So we started playing, and I'm looking. He's making. I said, that looked like a bad move, but I thought he was trying to put me in a trap or something, so I didn't take advantage of it. Then he kept making these weak moves. So I said, I'm just gonna go ahead. So eventually I won the game.
Really?
So I just kept winning. So he wasn't as good as I thought he was.
Wow. Now, was he a good loser? Yeah, he was cool.
But I used to study all the time. And, then I thought I was real good. Because I was beating all the guys up in the vicinity, the neighborhood. Then one day this guy came by, and I played him, and he beat me like I was a beginner.
Really?
What? So this showed me how much more I had to learn. So,
now you called what they call you a chess what life master? What's a life master?
or after you play so many tournament games,
Okay.
and you get your rating to a certain point, you become a life master.
And you one of the top 10 black chess players?
Back then.
Back then? Mm-hmm. You still study?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
I play online every day, too.
Let me tell you a story. Me and Vince Evans. So me and Vince Evans had this tour. You know, Vince Evans is a cat like yourself. He's cooking, great musician.
Yeah, he came to my house one day because
Really?
he was into magic.
So we went to Africa in like 1995 or something. We had this went to like 7 countries in Africa, this tour, and he was doing his magic. He was deep into his magic, man. It was, and over there, man, they get scared. And so we were also playing chess.
Oh.
I was playing ghetto chess. That's like playing off the cuff.
Oh, yeah.
And he was whipping my butt. But I got him one time. One game, I beat him. Oh. And that's all I needed. It's one game, and I guess from playing over and over, him beating me, I was getting better at something. And I always remind him of that. But I was playing ghetto chess. But yeah, Vince, he's one of those guys like that, man. He's just into, and able to process, like information in a variety of areas and digest it and express it on a high level. So.
Yeah, one time I was in Chicago. My first time playing in a master tournament. So I was sitting at the table, and the tournament director was giving a little speech, opening speech and stuff. And the guy that was sitting across from me that I was supposed to play, he said, "Yeah, I just came back from Paris, and I just won such and such a tournament, and then I won this tournament in Spain or something." He was telling me all the stuff that he won. He's bragging about all the tournaments. So then the tournament director said, "Okay, everybody can start." So we started playing, and I won the game.
Wow.
His face actually turned red.
Really? So guys really get upset? Like this?
Yeah, he took the pieces on the board, he threw them on the floor and got up and walked away.
Wow.
But that was the first round. We're supposed to be playing for the whole weekend. Different people.
You hit him. You got him out on the first round.
Yeah. But I didn't care whether I lost all the rest of the games or not because he was one of the top players. I said, "Wow, I beat a grandmaster." I didn't care about the rest of the games.
Wow. Have you ever won any of those tournaments?
Oh, yeah, a lot of them.
Really? Wow.
Probably had about 50 or 60 trophies.
Really?
So,
do you win money as well?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
A lot of times I would hustle the hustlers.
Yeah.
Like
Wow.
up in New York in the park or over in D.C. at DuPont Circle.
Oh, that was a hustle? So cats be betting and all that? Wow. Dang, that's cool.
Yeah, one day I was walking past a McDonald's, and in the window I saw these 2 guys playing chess. So I went in, I was standing there watching. The guy said, "You play?" I said, "Yeah, a little bit." Said, "Well, you next."
Wow.
So he beat the guy. He said, "Come on, you next." So when I sat down, he said, "You know, we play for money here." I said, oh, how much you play for? We play for $5 a game. I said, let me see. Okay. You sure you got $5? They were playing on the clock. So I won the game. He said, oh, you lucked up.
He said you lucked up? Wow.
Lost another $5. Lost $5.
Wow.
In the last game, he said, let's play a double or nothing. He lost the whole thing.
Oh, man.
I said, I gotta go get my bus.
That's funny. That's funny.
So I was hustling the hustlers.
Wow. Now, what's a draughts master?
Draughts.
Draughts.
That's checkers.
Okay.
100 square.
Okay.
Instead of 64 squares.
All right. So that same type
the same as
they had
checkers.
those same type of competitions in checkers? Mm-hmm. Wow. What
Yeah,
game?
a lot of people don't realize checkers is just as hard to play as chess, or maybe harder, because all the pieces look alike and it looks so simple.
Yeah. Wow.
But it's really deep. Most people like to play chess because of the pieces. You got the horse and the bishop and all.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Is one more fun than the other?
I guess depending on who's playing.
Yeah. Wow. All right, man. You're what we call a Renaissance man, and you're a portrait artist.
Yeah.
And you do paintings.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were just telling me that at Howard because Howard gives out these Benny Golson Awards, right?
Yeah.
And Professor Herbie, you would ask you to.
Yeah, they would commission me to do portraits of the different visiting artists. Let's see. I guess you know who this is.
That's Dexter Golden. Yeah. That's Dexter Golden right there. Look at Dexter, long, tall Dexter. When'd you do this?
Is it a date on there?
6/9/08.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. You do paintings as well?
Yeah.
Wow. I should have stuck with my art, man. I was gonna be an artist. I was gonna be an artist had not I gotten into music.
Well, you can always go back to it.
Yeah, I will one day. I'm still trying to learn how to do this music thing. So let me ask you a question. Were there any particular teachers or mentors that really helped you, or were you just totally intrinsically driven?
Well, when I was in high school, I took the business course, so I had shorthand and typing. In fact, 2 years in a row, I got the highest typing and shorthand score in the school.
Really?
Yeah, I remember one day the teacher was calling out. She was reciting a paragraph. When she looked up, I was sitting back in the chair. She said, "Covington, you're not doing your work." I said, "I'm finished." So she came and stood in the back of me. I started reading, and I'm doing the shorthand.
Wow.
So when she stopped, I was finished.
Really?
So,
wow. But anybody that helped you with music?
oh, no.
So you didn't really have a teacher? Like, no?
Well, actually, I was talking to, what's his name? Sir Roland Hanna. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
Yeah, I know. Yep.
Yeah, he heard me play on, I did something for him. And he said, "Do you know what the real change is supposed to be?" I said, "Yeah." Because he heard me doing all these voices.
Yeah.
So then he said, "Who did you study with?" I said, "I'm self-taught."
Wow.
He said, "Well, did you ever listen to anybody?" I said, "Yeah, Earl Garner." I named all these different people. He said, "So you weren't self-taught? You listen to all these people?"
Okay.
I said, "Oh, okay."
Okay. So who's your Mount Rushmore of pianists or organists?
Well, actually, I was listening to I listened to Wes Montgomery guitar. I listened to him a lot.
Okay.
Because he was doing a lot of tritone substitutions. And Cannonball Adderley, listened to him a lot.
Yeah. But you weren't listening to any pianists or that influenced you?
Yeah, eventually.
Eventually?
Yeah. To Earl Garner, Ahmad Jamal,
Okay.
then Wynton Kelly,
Yeah.
and then everybody. Horace Silver.
Yeah.
Well,
So did you start out on piano and then move to B3 organ?
Yeah, I didn't even like the organ at first.
Really?
People used to try to get me to play the organ. I said, I don't like the organ.
You didn't like the organ?
No. I probably didn't like it because probably the people that I heard playing it probably didn't sound too good.
Did you like Jimmy Smith?
Yeah, but I wasn't like most people because I had already heard all these piano players, so he didn't really knock me out that much.
Did he ever get to hear you play?
Yeah, we started hanging out together late on.
Really? Was it competitive?
Yeah. The first time he heard me play, this guy from D.C., Clement Wells, I don't know if you know him.
No, I don't.
Played the vibes. He was trying to hook us up together.
Really? Yeah.
Well, when Jimmy first came on the scene, he was raving about Jimmy Smith. And this new guy playing all this. And then about 10 years later, when he heard me, he doing the same thing.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
So then Jimmy was doing a concert at the Howard Theater. And Clement Wells invited me over there. So after the concert, he took us over to his house, me and him and some other musicians, because he had a piano at his house.
Okay.
And his mother was cooking breakfast for everybody. After breakfast, we went downstairs. And when Jimmy heard me play the piano, he said, I'm glad he don't play the organ. So Clement said, no, he does play the organ.
Wow.
Until we started we had like a friendly feud over the years.
Yeah. Beautiful. Hey, they say iron sharpens iron. Now, who's your favorite organist besides yourself?
I don't really have a favorite. I listen to everybody. Anybody who sounds good.
I got you. Oh, man. You're an interesting guy, man.
But Larry Young and I used to hang out together a lot when I was living in Newark, New Jersey.
Okay. Wow.
So,
Let's talk about when it was in Baltimore.
yeah, almost every club had an organ in it.
Really?
Just about.
In Baltimore? Yeah, Baltimore reminds me a lot of Philly. And
Yeah.
And it got that kind of down home. The people are down to earth, and they into the music. The people that, and so I used to play in Baltimore a lot when I first got to D.C. with Dante Winslow, trumpet player.
Yeah, I lived in this apartment for 40 years.
Really?
And Dante was living upstairs. I didn't know it.
Really?
He was staying upstairs with his aunt. That was his aunt.
Yeah, wow.
And I just ran into him one day.
Really?
He said, I live right upstairs. What? He used to hear me practicing, but he didn't know it was
He
me.
didn't know, yeah. I think we played the Sportsman's Lounge.
Oh, you played there?
Yeah. Yeah. I think, of course, the Haven. What were some of the clubs in Baltimore when you was coming up?
North End Lounge, the Haven. I got a whole list in my book.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Baltimore was just remind me of home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I first started playing, I don't know if you're familiar with the Block.
The Block? No.
It's an area downtown in Baltimore.
Okay.
It's about 4 blocks.
Okay.
And in each block, there was about 15 clubs in each block.
Really?
But they were all strip clubs, strippers.
Really?
And I didn't know that musicians came from all around the country to play there because they paid good money.
Okay.
And they
Wow.
playing for the strippers.
Yeah. Did you play there?
I played down there. But the club that I played in, they didn't have any strippers. It was just me
Okay.
and a singer named Peaches. She sang.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, who's Peaches?
Yeah, she sang and played cocktail drums.
Yeah.
And that's where I learned most of my repertoire because she knew every song in the book.
Really?
When I first went with her, I knew about 15 songs.
And you got with Peaches and...
She said,
Is she still around?
no.
She passed?
She used to drink like a fifth every break. And she could still sing.
Yeah. Was she older?
Yeah,
She was older?
About 10 or 12 years older.
Okay. So that's...
She used to on the break, she used to take me to different clubs, across the street or down the street or next door. She said, this is my new piano player, and he don't drink, don't smoke.
Yeah.
So she would write a list out every night. No, the first night she wrote a list out. And I went and learned all those songs.
Wow.
Came back the next night, I said, I know all 15 songs. What?
Wow.
Next night, I knew 15 more, and I kept on going like that.
Yeah. Wow. How long was that run? How long did
So
you
I
play
was with her for a whole year.
Okay.
So,
Wow. Peaches.
Yeah. Yeah, she knew every song in the book.
Wow.
Just about.
Yeah. Now, what is
So
the...
then when I came back uptown,
Uh-huh.
Everybody was saying, who's this? The new kid on the block.
Uh-huh. You was the new kid on the block? You start getting more work, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is the jazz in the marketplace?
Oh, that was, I got a grant from the National Endowment for the Arts.
Okay.
I think they gave me a grant for $10,000, and then the Rouse Company matched it, so it was $20,000
Oh, wow.
to put on a series of concerts for that whole month.
Oh, wow.
So
You was the artist and resident?
yeah, so I had
Yeah.
a lot of different artists, local and national and international.
Did you play with them?
Mm-hmm. So,
Who are some of the artists you you played with?
like Charlie Rouse.
Wow.
I even had Shirley Horn.
Really?
Dorothy Donnegan.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So a lot of different artists.
Yeah. And you played with all of them?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Then my name started getting around.
Okay.
Well, actually, my name was already around. At the time, I didn't know it, because everybody was talking about this kid from Baltimore.
Wow.
When I first went to New York to play with George Benson, when I got to the club, all these musicians were standing around because they heard about this kid coming up from Baltimore.
Really? Were you nervous?
Nah.
You don't get nervous, man, playing with people? No? Oh, that's funny, man.
I guess I was always showing off.
Yeah.
Which you want to play? Cherokee.
Yeah. What key? So the keys matter?
Nah.
Oh man, that's you. That's you on that. That's the level.
Then recently, few years ago, I played with some younger guys. I said, y'all know John Stitt? They said, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Take it upstairs.
They said, whoa.
Yeah. So keys doesn't matter. They don't matter to you, huh?
No. Well, if I know a song, it don't matter what key it's in.
Really? You just know where to go? Wow. How'd you get to play with Sonny Stitt?
Let's see. I don't remember the first time because we played together a lot of times.
Okay. What was it like playing with Sonny Stitt?
It was pretty nice most of the time.
Oh, yeah?
A lot of times he would get drunk.
Yeah.
And I think a couple of times I played with him and Gene Ammons.
Wow.
I remember one night we played together, him and Gene Ammons, and the whole night I didn't get one solo, just the two of them.
Wow.
He would take a solo and he would take a solo. They'd take it out to another song. He'd take a solo, take it out.
Wow. Were they going at it?
Yeah.
Wow. And how'd you get the gig with George Benson?
It was a drummer from Baltimore, Harold White. He was living in New York. He moved to New York.
Okay.
So he called me one week, asked me could I do a gig at the Club Burn. So I said, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
So I went to New York, and we were playing, and George Benson's manager just happened to be in the audience.
Oh, wow.
So when I came down on the break, he said, I never heard nobody play the organ like that. He said, how would you like to play with George Benson? I said, you mean George Benson? Yeah.
Wow.
I said, when can he start?
Really?
He said, can you start next week? I said, yeah.
Wow.
So I went out and bought his latest album, and I memorized all the tunes on the album. Got to rehearsal, I told him, I know all the tunes, I memorized them. I said, you memorized them? So we went through about 3 tunes.
Wow.
He said, I heard enough.
Really? So how long was that? How long did you play with?
About 3 years.
Really? What was it like? What was that experience like?
It's pretty nice. We went to just about every city in the United States.
Now, did the wear and tear on the road, did that get to you at some point?
Yeah, eventually I decided to go back because I got married in 66.
Okay.
And, I was with him for 3 years. That was 68 to 71.
Yeah, yeah,
So I said, I think I better go back.
yeah,
Because they were just pushing him, so I wasn't.
yeah. And you recorded with him as well, right?
Yeah.
Did y'all go overseas?
No, I didn't go with him. I went with other people.
Okay. Yeah, wow. And I think you were telling me that you recently got back in contact with him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I talk to him occasionally.
Okay. That's cool, man.
Yeah, I told him I bought a guitar.
Oh, yeah? Wow. You also said you did something with Sammy Davis.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Yeah, that was like a private party.
Okay.
I think I got some pictures here, but he was pretty down to earth.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
You said you told me you did some magic tricks for him, right?
Yeah, I did some card stuff for him. He had his mouth wide open. Because I know he's in the casino all the time. And he plays a lot of cards.
Wow.
He said, you got some mean hands.
Wow. And I read that you also, did you play for Red Foxx?
Yeah, I played with him a lot of times.
Really? The cat from Sanford and Son?
Yeah.
What was that? Was his personality like the Sanford and Son cat?
Yeah, pretty much.
Really?
Yeah, one night we were playing at the club casino. And he was doing his act. He took his glasses off, put them on the organ. So he was doing his act, and I switched glasses.
Wow.
So when he finished, he took the glass and put them on. And the door was a door right here to go downstairs. He went to the door. And the band was on the stage, and we heard all this.
Oh, he fell down the steps? Oh, God.
He came back up, said, whose glasses is this? He was supposed to be on a break. Now finished. He came back and did another half hour on me.
Oh, really? You got it. He jumped on you? Oh, wow. Wow.
He was a pool shark, too.
Really?
They had a pool hall across the street, and he would go over there and take people's money.
Really? Wow. Sam, I never got to see that. I would love to see that cat. Was he cool?
Who, Sammy?
Yeah, Sam, Red Foxx.
Oh, Red Fox, yeah.
He was real cool. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, he was good friends with the guy that owned the club casino.
Okay.
Little Willie. He was a numbers runner.
You played with B.B. King?
Yeah, we did I think we did a TV show, too, up in Boston.
So how you get these big gigs? I'm saying you with Eartha Kitt?
Yeah. Yeah, when I was with George Benson, he had a good manager because he would book me with different people.
Okay.
Like when we wanted a break or something.
Okay.
Or he'd keep me in the studio and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But then my name started getting around. People started calling me.
Wow.
So.
Yeah. So you ate good. You ate good in this music, huh?
Yep, never got fat.
Oh, boy.
And then in the 80s, 1980s, 87, I won my first bench press competition.
You was weightlifter?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I was benching 410. I only weighed 175.
Wow. So you were health conscious? Kind of cat,
I've been
yeah.
vegetarian for the last 50 years.
Wow.
At the competition, I did my lifts, and I went back and sat in the audience and watched everybody else. So then when they did the announcement, said, first place, because they had all these big guys, too. Some of them lifted more than me, but they were bigger. So they go by how much you weigh and what you lift.
You won?
He said, Charles Covington. I thought he was talking about somebody else.
Wow. What does it feel like to win? If it's a good feeling.
I remember when I first played in they had a chess team championship, United States chess team. They had different teams from all around the United States.
Wow.
But our team was all black team. And everybody was saying, y'all don't need to go up there because y'all don't have a chance.
Really?
Because they had all these top players, all these teams. We wound up coming time for first place out of all those different teams around the country.
Wow.
So that was a pretty good feeling.
Yeah. Wow, that's cool.
I was the only one on my team that didn't lose a single game.
Really?
So everybody else lost at least one.
Wow.
So
So it's a good feeling.
like I said before, I was fanatic,
So you a winner?
if you want to call it that. And when I was on the road, like in my younger days, like, we would go to different cities. I want to know who's the baddest organ player in the city.
Oh, you were not looking for the back. So you have a competitive spirit? Yeah. Oh man. I always like to ask who'd you ever did you ever see portion?
Who what?
Who did you ever see? I wanted to see some people like you ever see. You told me you saw Train? John Coltrane?
Yeah.
Really? Wow. What was that?
That's when he was playing at the Left Bank Jazz Society in Baltimore.
You got to hear him play?
Actually, I only heard a little bit because I had to leave. I had a gig.
Wow.
And that morning, before the concert, I had a breakfast show, and Elvin Jones came down and sat in with me.
Really? Wow.
So, when he was coming in the door, I said, I know it's not Elvin Jones.
Wow. You got to see Monk?
Yeah, when I was staying in New York, I saw him a lot.
Wow.
Then when he passed away, I played with Charlie Rouse a lot.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And you say you were cool. Did you know Cannonball Adderley?
Yeah. Yeah, I met him when he was, I forgot what album that was he was pushing. He was going from city to city.
Okay.
Pushing his album. And he came to the club where I was playing at.
Did y'all get to play together? Okay. Yeah.
But he was one of my influences.
Yeah. You liked it, yeah.
I used to like
the
stuff he was doing.
Yeah, no doubt.
So I was just transposed to the keyboard.
Yeah. Oh, wow. How come you never, did you ever want to move to New York, like to live?
No, well, I was there for almost 3 years, off and on.
Were you living there, or were you just traveling, like, to and fro?
Well, mostly traveling.
Okay.
But when I was living there, I probably only got about 2 hours sleep.
Oh, you was hanging? You was on a hang?
Yeah, because I found out that they had a chess club there. I would get off of my gig and go check somebody else out, and then I'd go to the chess club.
Wow.
It'd be 11 o'clock in the morning, light outside.
Wow.
Get a couple hours sleep, wake up, go downtown to the magic shop.
Where you get all this energy from?
Well, I was a lot younger then.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice it.
Yeah. Wow.
But now that I think about it, like back in the 60s, I was playing 6 nights a week, and then the matinee and then the breakfast show.
Wow.
Every week.
Wow.
So
Did you ever get burned out?
That. Couldn't wait.
You couldn't wait. You said you couldn't wait for the next hit? Wow. That's cool.
Even today, I still practice a couple of hours a day.
And you're retired now. You can just wake up and do you now, right? Yeah. Must be nice.
Even now, when I sit down at the keyboard, I'm always finding stuff. So
Wow.
it's always something to learn.
Wow. We were talking about how I asked you how you develop your technique. You didn't do hand-in and all that, and so how'd you develop?
Well, I tried it, but But I think I mostly got it just from playing.
Okay. So you develop your technique from actually playing?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And as an educator, how do you you're educated, right? You were a professor at
Peabody Conservatory and
okay.
Howard University.
Okay. Now, how did you teach? Were you working on jazz piano?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a specific methodology of which you teach? How you teach?
Yeah, actually, if you look at the table of the contents.
Oh, so you got a book that explains it all, huh?
What
Wow.
is it? But it disappeared. Oh, here it is.
And what's the name of this book?
Let's see.
Creative Harmony and Improvisation.
Yeah.
Okay. I got to get that.
And then there's some of the methodology that I used.
Wow.
Different skills and different
yeah.
techniques.
Wow. I got to get this joint. Playing by ear. So are your students, do they really get a lot from your instruction? Yeah. And so being self-taught, did you teach them the way you learn? Or did you?
Yeah, well, each person is different, so I find out what their strengths and weaknesses are, so I
Okay.
know what to focus on,
Okay.
and how good can they hear.
Yeah. What were some of the challenges of being an educator?
Not too much challenge, just have to find out what need to be done. I try not to dissuade anybody.
Yeah. Do you ever have a student that just didn't have the passion? Because
Oh, yeah.
yeah, how do you deal with that? Different generations, some people want it overnight, microwave generation or something. And so some people, how do you deal with those students who didn't have the same passion that maybe you had?
I just try to spur them on, give
Oh,
them,
yeah?
give them confidence.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Yeah.
I had one student, he said, I got this piece down perfect. I said, oh, you got it down perfect? He said, yeah. He sat down and played it. I think it was in C. I said, oh, that's pretty good. Play it in C sharp. He said, I can't play it in C. I thought you said you had it down perfect.
Wow.
But then he tried to challenge me. He said, can you do it? I said, yeah.
Oh, wow. Dang. Now, do you practice songs in all the keys?
No.
It just
Well, if I know it in one key, I can just transpose it.
Without any thought, or you just do it. That's a gift. That's like,
Well, you just hear it.
really? Yeah. That's like a drummer say. That's like, you know how you play, I'm on a gig with a drummer, and the drummer's calling the tunes. You'll hear oh, boy.
Yeah, I remember older musicians used to come to my house when I was like 20 or something. They would bring these albums. I said, can you hear what these changes are? And I put it on the record player. Oh, yeah, it's B flat. That's B flat minor. That's A minor. And I was saying to myself, why they can't hit it?
Yeah, man, I can't. You know, I've learned, and because I've been working on this thing, a project right now, in which I'm analyzing these jazz standards, and I realized many of them changes in the real wrong.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, wow. I mean, really wrong. And so, So when you come up, you learn how to read the changes
Yeah.
instead of like listen. Yeah. So yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I
like
learned, I guess the old school way, just listen to other people.
yeah, yeah. But I don't know how you just say okay. Just that's A minor. Okay, A minor. I can't do that. That's easy for you.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well,
Okay.
you can tell like if somebody play a major and minor chord
Pretty much.
or augmented chord or diminished chord.
Yeah, but like sometimes when you listen to change, you got to hear it in context. And then
Oh,
sometimes, depending on how they voice it,
oh yeah,
sometimes cats put this fourth voices on and stuff, and
yeah,
it's like it gets real nebulous. It depends on how they voice it. You know,
yeah.
not all voices are created equal.
To me, that's like math.
Really?
C7 sharp 9 flat 5. Just count up.
Yeah, yeah. Drummer Ralph Peterson, he said, "Music is a mirror of the mind." Yeah. So it's a process, because I had to learn how to play the instrument. That that was hard enough. Now I got to learn how to, I had to learn how to read music. So now I got to learn how to hear, and it's a process.
I think hearing is 90% of it.
Yeah,
Just like I was telling you before, I got a violin at home. I got
yeah,
a harp,
yeah,
guitar, flute. So, but if I couldn't hear, I wouldn't be able to.
yeah. So do you transfer? It's just transferring to different instruments? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
But if I just sat there and read it, then
Yeah.
if you take the music away, then I would be lost.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to hear it.
Yeah. Wow.
Same thing with the chessboard. You have to be able to see the combinations.
Mm-hmm.
People be studying all this stuff in the books,
Yeah.
but you got to be able to see it too.
Yeah. Wow.
So in music, you got to be able to hear it.
No doubt. All right. Let's talk about your books. And you got a variety of books here. You authored texts on mathematics, chess, checkers, and you also wrote an autobiography.
Yeah.
What's the name of your autobiography?
That's
Wow. Let me see. Jazz history, a personal jazz. So what's this book about? Like, it's about.
from my beginnings up to
Really? Your experiences?
yeah.
Wow. Where can we get these? We need to get these.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to do another printing.
Okay, well let me know. I want to get all of them. Beautiful. Oh man. We almost there. You've done a lot of recordings?
Yeah, with a lot of different people.
Yeah. Have you done your own recording under your name?
Just self-recording.
Have you put them out commercially?
Not just sell them like when I'm performing somewhere.
Oh really? Are they in CD format?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Wow. So we
Yeah, last time I was at a Kennedy Center.
Uh-huh.
I think I sold about 100 CDs.
Oh wow. So how many CDs under your own name do you have?
It's probably about 10.
Oh wow.
I got some solo piano stuff, piano trio stuff, some organ stuff.
Mm-hmm. And you also compose?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You have all those songs on your CDs? All those compositions?
Yeah, I think I have them on one that I did at Peabody
Okay.
Conservatory
Gotcha.
with our strings. I did all my original compositions.
Oh wow. We're gonna talk about some of your honors and awards. You were featured on the cover of Expo magazine
Oh, yeah.
as Jazz Musician of the Year in 1983.
Yeah.
Do you recall some of the things during that year that when you were what you were doing that got you featured?
Let me see. I think they contacted me. They just wanted to do an interview. And then they put me on the cover.
Really?
They thought it was pretty interesting.
Yeah. Were you playing a lot during that time?
Yeah.
Really? 80s,
Yeah,
early 80s?
They called me the Renaissance man, Leonardo da Vinci.
Really? Wow. So what was your best decade? I asked you that, like...
They hadn't come yet.
Well...
Probably the 60s.
The 60s?
Yeah.
What was special about the 60s?
Just started being introduced to all these different things.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Beautiful. All right. You won the Benny Golson Jazz Master Award, Howard University.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was there on that one. Congratulations. In recognition of your legendary excellence in jazz.
Yeah, they didn't have a mic in the piano.
But I heard you.
Yeah. So I was glad when I got to the solo part. Just the piano.
Yeah. It was beautiful. Howard University Award of Excellence presented to Charles Covington in recognition of his artistic excellence in 22 years of dedicated service to the Howard University Department of Music. You was at Howard for 22 years?
Yep.
Wow. The NAASC Lifetime Achievement Award. City of Baltimore, you had a certificate of recognition from the mayor, Catherine Pugh.
Yeah.
In 2018.
Yeah, I
Certificate.
think they listed some of them, but I probably got about 90 of them.
You got about 90 of them? Oh, so we better stop it. So would you say you're pretty successful?
Yeah, I don't look at things monetarily.
Oh, really?
Nah.
Yeah. But I mean, you've been rewarded in life
yeah.
for your gifts and talents, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I guess if I drop dead tomorrow, I can't complain.
All right, we got some final questions. You have children, right?
Yeah.
Are there any musicians?
No.
No. So you're the only musician in the family.
Yeah.
Did any of your kids inherit some of your genius?
I don't know. My daughter, she works in a giant supermarket. She's a manager.
Okay.
But she has, for numbers, she has like total recall.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. And you say your wife used to manage you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did that worked out? Very supportive.
Yeah, I never had to do anything because she did all of them.
Took out. Yeah. That's.
So I always had time if I wanted to practice or whatever.
Yeah. You know, Monk had Nellie. Yeah, his wife Nellie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to find me one. Well, I could just wake up, put the shoes on, and she put the jacket, and
A lot of musicians used to call the house for her to book them.
Really? Wow. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah.
She said she didn't have time.
Wow. Anything you're working on? Like, what are you working on next?
Well, I mostly practice a lot right now. Or especially on the guitar, since I just got it
Oh, really?
a few months ago.
Are you still working a lot, gigging?
Not a lot. Right now I'm working at a supper club playing dinner music.
Okay.
At the Rusty Scupper.
Yeah.
Down at the Baltimore Harbor.
Yeah.
Just,
Do you enjoy like going to the gig?
Yeah, I feel like they paying me to practice.
I hear that. Oh man.
But it keeps me in practice.
Yeah.
I feel lucky because I haven't lost any dexterity or anything.
Yeah. Are you learning any new tunes and stuff like that, or writing any new tunes?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm always come up with different stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
You told me you wrote something for orchestra.
Yeah.
We got it. And
couple things.
it hasn't been performed yet.
No. Well, not the orchestra.
Yeah.
Just small ensembles.
Okay. But you've written something for an entire orchestra? Wow, we got to get that. We got to get that heard. You know, yeah, you're one of the geniuses. So, well, you know, and if people want, I wanted to ask you, if people want to get in contact with you, how could they get in contact with you? You can look at the camera and look.
Let's see. Oh, they can go on online on my website.
Yeah.
Charles Covington at jazz.com.
Okay, and they can, you know, you still taking gigs?
Yeah, yeah, when I feel like it.
So when you feel like it. So this is you're in a good period, right?
Yeah.
You can wake up, practice, go walking, you know.
Yeah, I go to the gym every day.
Really? Okay.
So I still work out.
Okay. That's cool.
I just turned 81 back in November.
Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Don't feel like it.
Really? You feel good? Yeah, well, I think you're one of our great minds. You know, a lot of times we don't. We need to celebrate these types of greatness while you're here. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's really, I'm glad I got the chance to interview you. You know, and I mean, you never can get it all in one interview, but
Yeah.
we get an idea. You did. So I want to thank you for joining a conversation in jazz. You know?
Thanks for inviting me.
Yes, no doubt. And it's an honor. And hopefully we get to play sometime in the future. But play the all original keys.
I'm talking to one of the young giants.
Oh man, I got a lot of work to do. You know. But I'm still working at. One thing I get from you is that, and people should pick this up, is that you never stop learning. You still learning new things, and you know, and developing new talents and things. It doesn't stop, right?
Yeah.
You gotta keep going. So that gives me some inspiration.
Yeah, I had one of my best students, he moved to another city. Came back and visited at Howard, and he was playing all this technical stuff. And then I played 3 melodies at the same time, simple melodies.
Wow.
He said, I give up.
Hey, hey, hey. So you don't teach him everything. Well, anyway, thanks again for coming on. And we hope to hear more from you. We hope to really get your books. I think these are jewels that people need to check out. Any time you gonna get some new prints?
Yeah.
You have a particular date or time period?
Yeah, probably in the next couple of months.
Okay, but let me know. I want to get through the jazz history autobiography and the one on jazz improvisation.
Yeah.
I want to get both of those.
I have another book that's about this thick with a lot of exercises, real technical.
Yeah. How difficult is it to write to write books? Like to write books, these books?
It didn't seem like it was difficult.
You just wrote them. Did it take you? How long did they take?
Well, once I got the computer program, it didn't take too long. In the beginning, I did it by hand.
Wow.
So it took a little while.
Yeah. You remind me of Andrew White, man. He's
on the computer, you can check it, see if there's any mistakes or anything.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Sir Charles Covington.
Okay.
All right. There it is. The one and only Mr. Charles Covington. I'm Antonio Parker. This is A Conversation in Jazz, and we'll see you on the next one.